Section D. The Madinan period. Questions 14 to 18. When the Prophet ﷺ and Abu Bakr migrated to Medina, they hid from the pursuing Quraysh in a cave. What miraculous event occurred at the entrance of the cave? A. A tree grew overnight to cover the entrance. B. A spider spun a web and a dove nested with eggs, making it look untouched. C. An angel stood guard with a sword. D. It began to rain heavily, washing away their tracks. Answer: B. A spider spun a web and a dove nested with eggs, making it look untouched. Lesson: this event demonstrates that Allah's help comes in the most unexpected ways. It also highlights the incredible friendship and sacrifice of Abu Bakr, who feared for the Prophet's life more than his own. Upon arriving in Medina, the Prophet ﷺ camel stopped and knelt at a piece of land. What did the Prophet ﷺ command to be built there? A. His living quarters only. B. The Masjid an-Nabawi, the Prophet's mosque. C. A marketplace for the Muslims. D. A school for teaching the Quran. Answer: B. The Masjid an-Nabawi, the Prophet's mosque. Benefit. Lesson: the first building the Prophet ﷺ established in Medina was a masjid. This underscores the central role of the mosque in a Muslim community, not just for prayer, but for education, community building, and social welfare. Question 16. In Medina, the Prophet ﷺ established a bond of brotherhood between migrants from Makkah and the Ansar, helpers of Medina. What was this called? A. The Constitution of Medina. B. The Pledge of Ridwan. C. Mu'akat, the Brotherhood. D. The Treaty of Brotherhood. C. The Brotherhood. Lesson: this was a unique solution that created a strong social fabric. The Ansar shared their homes and wealth with their brothers from Makkah. This selflessness is a shining example of true faith and community solidarity. 17. At the Battle of Badr, the first major battle in Islam, the Muslims were outnumbered. What was the number of the Muslim army? A. 1,000 soldiers. 700 soldiers. 313 soldiers. 500 soldiers. Answer: C. 313 soldiers. Benefit. Lesson: Badr teaches us that victory comes not from numbers or weapons, but from Allah's help and the steadfastness of the believers. Allah sent angels to fight alongside them, and it was a clear distinction between truth and falsehood. Question 18. The Prophet ﷺ and 1,400 companions set out for Umrah, but were stopped by the Quraysh. This led to a peace treaty. What was its name? A. The Treaty of Madinah. B. The Treaty of Hudaybiyyah. C. The Pledge of the Tree, Bayat ar-Ridwan. D. The Truce of Hudaybiyyah. Answer: B. The Treaty of Hudaybiyyah. Lesson: the term seemed harsh to the companions, but the Quran called it a clear victory. It allowed for peaceful propagation of Islam, and within 2 years, more people entered Islam than in the previous 18 years. Patience and diplomacy often yield greater results than conflict. Section E. The Prophet's character and final years. Questions 19 to 20. Question 19. The Prophet ﷺ character was the Quran in action. How did he treat children and non-Muslims? A. He was kind to Muslims but stern with non-Muslims. B. He only interacted with adults. C. Greeted kids, played with them, and kind to non-Muslims. D. He kept a distance to maintain respect. Answer: C. He would greet children with salam, play with them, and treated non-Muslims with justice and kindness, visiting their sick and being fair in trade. Benefit. Lesson: his mercy was universal. He taught us to be kind to children, and his treatment of non-Muslims, including the delegation of Christians from Najran, sets the standard for justice, compassion, and respectful dialogue. Question 20. At the Battle of Uhud, the Prophet ﷺ positioned archers on a mountain pass with strict orders not to leave their post under any circumstance. What was the name of this strategic location? A. Mount Thar. B. Mount Hijrah. C. Mount Uhud. D. Mount Arafat. Answer. C. Mount Uhud. Lesson. When the Muslims appeared to be winning, most of the archers disobeyed the Prophet ﷺ's clear command and descended to collect war spoils. This lapse allowed the Quraysh cavalry to circle behind and attack, turning victory into defeat. This teaches us the critical importance of complete obedience to the Prophet ﷺ, even when we think we know better. 21. A companion was known for his extreme generosity in the path of Allah. He donated his entire garden, date orchard, as charity. And many verses were revealed praising those who spend their wealth. Who was this companion? A. Uthman ibn Affan. Radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. B. Abu Bakr as Siddiq. Radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. C. Umar ibn Radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. D. Radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Abdurrahman ibn Auf. Answer. A. Uthman ibn Affan. Raw benefit. Lesson. Uthman equipped the army of Tabuk, Jaysh al-Usra, with his wealth and purchased the well of Rumah for public use. The Prophet ﷺ, nothing will harm Uthman after today. His generosity teaches us that wealth is a test, and using it for the Ummah brings immense blessings. Question. Makkah was conquered peacefully. Upon entering the Aqabah, which contained 360 idols, what was the Prophet ﷺ's first action? And what verse did he recite? A. He prayed 2 rakahs and recited Surah al-Fatiha. B. He destroyed the idols while reciting, "Truth has come, and falsehood has vanished. Indeed, falsehood is ever bound to vanish." Surah al-Isra 17-81. C. He cleaned the walls and recited Suratul Ikhlas. D. He addressed the Quraysh leaders and recited Surah Yasin 313. B. He destroyed the idols while reciting, "Truth has come and falsehood has vanished. Indeed, falsehood is ever bound to vanish." Surah al-Isra 17-80. Benefit. Lesson. This moment symbolizes the ultimate triumph of Tawheed over shirk. Yet, despite this victory, the Prophet ﷺ was entered with his head lowered in humility to Allah, not arrogance, showing us that victory should increase our gratitude and humility, not our pride. During the Hajj season, the Prophet ﷺ would present himself to different tribes, inviting them to Islam. A group from Yathrib, Medina, met him at a place called Aqabah and accepted Islam. This led to the famous pledges. How many people were in the first group that gave the first pledge of Aqabah? A. 2 men and women. B. 70 men and 2 women. C. men. D. 6 men from the Khazraj tribe. Answer. A 1-2 men and women, specifically 10 from Khazraj and 2 from Aus, including 2 women. Benefit. Lesson. The first pledge of Aqabah was the seed. The second pledge of Aqabah was the tree that led to the Hijrah. This shows that great movements begin with small, sincere commitments. Don't underestimate the power of a few dedicated believers. When Prophet ﷺ passed away, he was buried in the location where he died. Where exactly was that? A. In Jannat al-Baqi cemetery. B. In the Masjid an-Nabawi, in front of Mihrab. C. In the room of Aisha, where he spent his final days. D. On Mount Uhud, near the martyrs. Answer. C. In the room of Aisha, Ra, where he spent his final days. C. In the room of Aisha, where he spent his final days. Benefit. Lesson. The Prophet chose to be buried where he died, which was in the humblest of dwellings, a simple room made of mud and palm branches. His final resting place reminds us of his beautiful simplicity and that death comes to all, even the best of creation. Today, millions send salams upon him at this very spot in Medina. And that's it for today. How did you do? Share your score in the comments below. We hope this quiz inspired you to learn more. If you learned something new today, please share this video with your family and friends. Let's spread the knowledge of the Prophet ﷺ together. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos on Islamic history, quizzes, and reminders. May Allah increase us in love for His Prophet ﷺ and grant us His companionship in Jannah. Ameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan for joining us on this quiz through the blessed life of our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.